All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 7 of the Equilibrium podcast. Uh, Follow us everywhere on everything. We're on everything. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Obviously, you can watch the podcast on YouTube and listen to it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also follow us on Medium, which is a blog posting website, which we're going to be uploading 2 articles a day. Oh, not a day, a week, too. So yeah, let's get right into the episode. First topic we're going to talk about is the Democratic National Convention. Obviously, it was happening. It ended Thursday, right? It happened. It was 4 days, I think, and they it's pretty much a parade, really, right? Like, pretty much.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the DNC was this past week. I think that they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I've heard it was a. I didn't tune in, but I heard it was a pretty successful, I guess.
They did a pretty good job. I was going back and forth between like that and the basketball games, but I was able to catch a couple speeches. The speeches that I wanted to see the most was Harris's, Obama's, and Biden's. So, and they all did a pretty good job. Obama did a really good job, but he's one of the best
He's a
orators, one of the best
speaker.
speakers
Yeah.
I've ever heard. So
Yeah,
his message is very effective. He I don't think he's done something that you don't normally see in former presidents openly like calling out like the current president, and he did that and kind of pissed Donald Trump off.
Yeah.
I guess Donald Trump was like live tweeting the whole thing or whatever,
Oh yeah, he was.
saying that the only reason that I'm here is because of you or whatever. But anyway,
The Republican one's next week, right? Or whatever they're doing.
yeah, I think it's next week. And I know some of their speakers are like, you know, that couple down in Florida that had like the guns out against like the protesters and stuff like that. They're speaking at the RNC. It's like everyone who's done some like racist stuff or like has been canceled. There's like this joke on Twitter stating that they'll be speaking at the RNC next week. So
Not the DNC. Didn't they have like?
Obama's message was very effective for me because he made it about, and the Democrats in general have made it about this, but like the soul of this country. That's what he says. Like the morality of the country. Saying that if anyone should give up on America, it should have been the Native Americans that got pushed out, the Hispanics that get told to go back to their country, the Black people who sat in 1930s, 40s, 50s and got spat on, and those things were like so if you have an opportunity to watch Obama's,
so they did a very good job of connecting through the pandemic and BLM and everything like that. Did a good job of connecting through that to the nation. They also had didn't they have like Billie Eilish and Steph Curry? Like
I didn't watch. Like
I
didn't watch anything that was outside of those 3 speeches.
Yeah. Because I think they had them there, which is good to connect to the young audience, I guess.
I don't get into the whole convention thing.
Yeah, you just watch the main speeches.
I'm not I don't like the political party system, the 2-party system. I don't want to see a party have a pep rally.
Yeah.
No, it's stupid to me. It's not.
Yeah, like basketball teams do that.
I'd rather watch the people I want to watch. I
Mm.
mean, I'm gonna watch certain speeches at the RNC too.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
definitely.
not
Yeah,
agree with what they're gonna say, but I'm gonna watch it just because I just want to see specific people talk.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't watch the DNC, but I looked up about it and I heard it was good. So we'll see what the Republicans have in store next week.
Yeah, it's game time.
Game
It's like
time, yeah. September's the
70,
first debate, right?
60, 70 something days till the election.
That's
Something
coming
like that.
quick.
Yeah, it's flying by. So like make sure you like register to vote. That's another thing I want to talk about too with this whole post office thing that we didn't put on the outline, but I just thought about it just now.
Yeah,
The post office thing. Like don't let like don't let these people take away your damn ability to like do your like service as a
yeah,
citizen. It's literally your right as a citizen to vote. We're in COVID, right? We're in COVID right now. We shouldn't be getting in lines and stuff to go like vote if we don't have to. There are people that are immunocompromised, have pre-existing conditions, and they should be able to vote just like how I should be.
100%. Yeah,
And they can't go to the polls, so they should be able to do mail-in. I don't know why, like this is like why
yes,
is
yeah,
you know. I just I drive Uber on the side, and the other day I picked up a lady from like coming out of her cancer treatment, her
mm-hmm.
chemo, and she was talking to me about the whole thing, and she said that it sucks because it's almost like she's gonna have to put her life at like she's gonna have to risk her life to go vote, but she's
Yeah,
gonna do it anyway. If she can't do the mail-in and it's looking like this administration is trying to block that, she said she will like get up and get out of her house for the
yeah.
first time in months to go vote.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, that's crazy because like if you do get sick, you're on chemo right now. Like if you get like COVID, like that's very like problematic. So be careful with that. But people are willing to do that. I'm glad people are willing to do that because you gotta do what you gotta do to exercise that right.
Yeah, so go vote. I can vote now. I'm a citizen now, so I can go vote. I
Yeah.
couldn't vote last time.
Oh, you couldn't?
I wasn't a citizen yet.
Oh, shoot. See, don't do what I did. I didn't vote in the last election.
Yeah.
I don't have a right to be mad because I didn't do my job. So
So definitely voting.
if you want to change stuff,
Yeah, then
you can't be talking shit now and not getting up and going to the polls.
right. Yeah.
You gotta vote for like it's not just about the president. It's about everyone on the list. You got to know who you're voting for and do your research.
Yeah, do research before. I'm gonna do my research before. See who I think best fits my ideals. And we'll see. It's coming soon. It's, it's
Yeah, almost here.
almost here. And yeah, the first debate is next month.
Yeah,
Can't wait for the debates.
yeah. We'll see how Joe does because I
Yeah.
mean he did a pretty good job with his speech. So I think that surprised a lot of people. I think a lot of people thought he
Looking
was.
forward to the Kamala Harris Mike Pence debate though.
Yeah, she's gonna destroy him.
She's gonna destroy him.
I'm not worried about her.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so that's the DNC and it's Thursday. Democratic stuff. Republican stuff next week. I think. So that's politics out the way. Um,
Yeah,
now,
yeah. Stop talking about that.
Tory Lanes.
Mm.
um, Megan the Stallion called Tory out. Think over was it like Instagram Live or something like that. something like that, some social media, and said that they got into an argument, I think in a car, and then Megan got out the car, and Tori shot her feet and shot both her feet or something like that.
Nah, he shot her while they were both in the car. They were still in the car.
They're still in the car, and he shot Megan the stallion in the feet. Um, I it's just such a
I'm
weird.
not even I'm not even sure like what the reasoning was though.
Yeah,
I think he just got mad at her or something like that.
yeah. I thought they were pretty good friends, but they've been seen hanging out with each other for like the past like couple months and stuff, and then I think they got into an altercation in this car, and he shoots her in the feet, which is just this is such a odd story. Like
It's not even fun. It's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing,
not
but like
funny.
it's like I don't know. Like I'm sure somebody's gonna listen to this episode and hit me up and clarify the story because I'm not even sure what the story is. But I don't. I think he was. We have this thing as men where we try to stifle women with aggression sometimes. Uh, Tory Lanez is he's a small guy. He's a small man, right? He's only like 5'2", 5'3".
Really?
And this shouldn't matter. This shouldn't matter. But guys like that, sometimes they have this complex, this Napoleon complex, and they want to take
Yeah,
power
he's
back.
5'3", 120.
Yeah, yeah. They want to take power back, and they're easily set off, and they show this aggression. And this is just one scenario that I'm thinking of because what I'm about to get into is also the treatment of women, particularly Black women.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. It's horrible, and it's
The
horrible
whole Chris
across.
Brown stuff.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's another example. But across the board, we're not doing right by Black women, and it's
Yeah,
coming from everyone. And I'm saying that as a Black man, we're not protecting Black women. We should be
right.
protecting women. Even Megan Thee Stallion's coming out. She's saying all these things. I'm getting on Twitter, and I'm seeing people calling her a snitch. What? Like she's a woman. Like,
Yeah,
what do you mean she's a snitch? Yeah, she should tell us what happened. She should tell us who did it. She should. We don't joke around. You were sitting here making memes about it, joking around about it. Like this woman got shot by this man. She had to get surgery.
yeah. It doesn't matter who the man is. Doesn't matter how
And
big his platform is.
your reaction is laughter, calling her a snitch, making joke. Like, come on, yo. Like, if it was the other way around, if it was a white girl, it was a little white girl, people would have been like, "Oh my god, like, I hope she's okay. Like,
Yeah,
put a blanket around her, keep her warm." People would have
right.
been
Yeah,
like, coddling her. Megan Thee Stallion gets shot, or any other Black girl gets shot, and people don't care. Breonna Taylor, people are talking less and less about her. The reason why the conversation is still going is because of the NBA players, honestly. They're
yeah.
still
Honestly, that is the only reason, really. I see nothing, no one else talking about that apart from the NBA players. It's crazy.
so there's more of a angst to move on situations with people other than Black women.
Yeah,
Black women specifically, even in the medical field, Black women, they go in, they go see the doctor, they complain about pain, and their complaints aren't taken seriously. They're not believed. They're not given the proper treatment. It's more likely that a Black woman miscarries or has trouble with her pregnancy
mm-hmm.
if her physician isn't Black, as opposed to if her physician is Black. There's something wrong with that. It's not just Megan Thee Stallion, but this is the situation that we have to pay attention
We
to.
ain't we ain't just bullshit on this. Like you can look up the facts. Like we showed you the facts about it wasn't black women, but doing a syphilis experiment. Like it's just
And it's black men doing it to black women
yeah,
too. We got to stop doing that. We're leaving we're leaving these women out to dry. We're
yeah,
not stepping up and defending them. They defend us.
right, yeah,
I'm talking to black men right now. They defend us. They will step up to the plate. They won't tear us down. They won't make jokes about this when it happens to us. So why are we doing it to them? You know, that's my take on
I
it.
think it's just they they feel a sense of power. You know what I mean? Like being from oppression from white folk, they feel a sense of power over someone else. Does that make sense?
That's a good point. I think that's a part of it. I think it's I think it's a combination of two social constructs, the black white construct and the male female construct.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at the hierarchy in society, the quote unquote hierarchy in society, at the top of the list is white men.
Right.
Right below them is it's a close tie. It's not a tie. It's close, but it's like white women and then like black men, like
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. And then yeah, below that is
And I'll give white women the edge because if you like you see like all the time, like if a white woman calls the cops on a black man, who's winning in that situation and who's losing
right.
in that.
Yeah.
So I'll give white women the edge. So it goes white men, white women, black men, sometimes above white women, sometimes not.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very bottom,
It
is
is.
black
Yeah.
women. And then you have everyone else. You have like the Hispanics, you have
Yeah. It's like the hierarchy, I guess, effect.
so black men also buy in to this hierarchy. That's because of the social construct that's been programmed
Mm-hmm.
in us. It's been programmed in everyone. We just buy into it too. Like still,
Yeah.
sometimes we see ourselves as above black women
Yeah.
just because men see themselves above women in general. So, um, and because of that, we don't give them the attention that they deserve or the
Mm-hmm.
respect they deserve in their situations a lot of the time. So that's something that we just need to open our eyes to.
Yeah. It's gotta open. Yeah.
And stop being so it's misogyny. It's very misogynistic. We
Mm-hmm.
need to not do that, not be misogynist.
Yeah. I gotta stop doing that. Yeah.
Like look at what happened. Look at all the memes about Lizzo.
right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. At the
I hate to say it, I laughed at some of them,
yeah at the Lakers game or whatever. Yeah.
but the treatment, the tweets and stuff like that, it's like damn, like she's getting shitted on right now, like about her weight. And there are other big girls out there too. There are big white girls out there too. There are big
Mm-hmm.
Spanish girls. There,
Big
but
guys like.
for some reason, Meg The Stallion was made a meme out of. For some reason, I would get on TikTok and see a video of the atomic bomb dropping, and it'd be like a little picture of Lizzo dropping on the ground like a big. Like, come on, man! It's not funny, but it's like when you make that much of a joke out of it, it's like, man, like, come on.
Yeah.
Um, we just got we gotta stop, man. We gotta stop that. we got to start being more protective and more sensitive
Yeah.
to those things. If they're telling us that we're not doing a good enough job, that means we're not doing a good enough job. And
Yeah, you
doing
gotta protect. We gotta protect people.
yeah.
Like Megan Thee Stallion or someone who doesn't get as much recognition as Megan Thee Stallion's probably been in a worse situation than that, and we gotta protect those kind of people.
That's true. I just like I said, I Uber, right? And
Right.
the other day, sometimes I get rides in North Philly,
Mm-hmm.
and I took this mom. She was a recovering. She told me she was a recovering crack addict. Um, and she had a couple stops. I was taking her to go get some food for her son. Her son is like around our age.
Mm-hmm.
He like early 20s. She goes to get the food. She takes him. She takes the food directly to him. And I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for her to get back. I'm waiting for her to get back in the car. And I kind of like overhear like the whole conversation. And he's just the kid. The kid is like, "Oh, like you're a fucking embarrassment to me. Like this, and that." And I'm like, "Bro, like this is your mom bringing you some food. Just say thank you and let her
Yeah.
go." Come on, man. Like the openly disrespect, blatant disrespect it's not it's too much, man. That's just one example because I see stuff like that
Yeah,
all the time.
respect and just help people out. No,
Come on, man.
gotta help people out.
That's just another example, but you
Yeah.
got
There's,
you got
I mean,
better.
there's plenty of examples in the world that we could probably touch
Yeah,
and just look out for that kind of stuff and don't be someone that adds to the
there's
fire.
statistics to back it up,
It's true. Yeah. So don't add to
especially
the fire. Put the fire out.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Little known Black history. Just to move on. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm gonna add this to my Medium article. Sorry about the delay, by the way. School has started back up for me. Uh,
He's in
I
the
got a,
medical field, so we'll let it
uh,
slide.
yeah, I got a lot of stuff on my plate. So, um, I'll get this article done eventually. I'll get it done, but I'm gonna add on to it. The article will be about one about this podcast and what this podcast is about, what our mission is, what our goals are, um, and also the Black experience um, throughout history. Um, and maybe I'll split this article up into two or three articles, but I'm going to try to post articles on a consistent basis talking about the Black experience. And one thing I want to touch on here is the integration of schools, the desegregation of schools in America, the process of that happening from the criminalization of Black people.
That'd be a really good article.
Yeah, the criminal it became criminalized in the 1800s for Black people um, to even try to attempt to go to the same schools as white kids. This was post slavery, after slaves were freed.
Mm.
Um, it was made almost virtually impossible for blacks to go to the same schools as white kids. Um, Turn of the century comes around, and you have things like the Little Rock Nine, which was a group of 9 Black kids trying to integrate Little Rock Central High School in Arkansas. Stuff like that. This is what I'm going to get into. in my article, talking about that whole process. I
Yeah.
know there are a lot of famous integrations, like the group at Ole Miss University,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And then there's also, I want to talk about the pushback to these things. They didn't just walk into these schools. You know, they didn't just. People were protesting. There, you had white people protesting their
Yeah.
entry
Just watch like the
into the school.
videos, like learn about this in history class. It's crazy. Some of these, what happened.
Yeah,
Like, they didn't walk in, act like it was High School Musical, and start singing on tables and chairs. It wasn't
they're
like that.
getting stuff thrown at. They're getting stuff thrown at them. They're getting death
Yeah.
threats. You know, so I'll get into all of it in my
Yeah.
articles. Read the
That'll be
article.
the first article. So yeah, that's what Medium articles are gonna be about. So two articles a week. Dev does one and I do one. Uh,
Mhm.
Dev's gonna do one on Black history, like you said, and I'll do mine on mental health. So there's our two mainstay topics in every episode. So we thought we'd do articles on them too. So go look up Medium. It's a blog uh, blog website, and type in the Equilibrium podcast, and you should be able to find us. And the first article from Dev should be out soon, sometime soon. Then I'll release
Yeah,
my one next week at some point before episode 8 of the podcast, which will be on Friday next week.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, that's that. COVID still a thing, obviously. Um, do we have an update?
the new numbers: 5.6 million confirmed cases. The World Health Organization just confirmed 23 million cases worldwide, which is a terrible milestone. Um, 5.6 here in the U.S. 175,000 deaths.
I think next week I want to do like a huge comparison on COVID compared to like every other, not every other, because that would take a long time, but the main
Major countries.
viruses of the past century or something like that.
Oh, well, I can get into that a little bit now if you
Yeah.
want. Um, well, COVID is um, there's actually a chart that you can look up, and we'll put the chart. We'll get into the chart next week. You can look at it compared to major viruses of our
Yeah.
past, such as H1N1, Ebola virus, the flu pandemic of 1918, the bubonic plague, all these things. It's actually it's not that deadly, and it's not as contagious as some of those major viruses of the past. The problem is that we don't know enough about it to develop treatment for it.
Also, medicine has advanced. So you would
Yes.
expect that to be.
Hmm. But I think this I also think this chart is just going based off of
Mhm.
the characteristics of the virus itself,
Yeah.
not taking our medical capability into
Okay.
consideration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the
So
main problem with coronavirus is that we just know nothing about it really.
like if we weren't take a like a stock
Mhm.
person who doesn't have any vaccines or any, you know, not doesn't have the availability of like good medical care, right?
Mhm.
Infect them with these viruses and compare the infections to each other. If you infect them with the bubonic plague or Ebola virus, they're gonna die.
Mhm.
If you infect them with coronavirus, COVID-19, there's a good chance that they might survive. And so when we measure viruses, we're measuring it based on the behavior of the virus and how it
Yeah.
behaves. Then it's up to us to treat. the virus based on that behavior, or put in the preventative measures, the appropriate preventative measures in place based on the behavior of the virus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was very, very, very important to not let Ebola get out of control. If Ebola was as out of control as coronavirus is right now, those deaths would
Would
be
be,
way, 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 way higher.
yeah,
Way. Because Ebola virus is extremely deadly. Extremely deadly. Coronavirus is not extremely deadly. The reason why the numbers are as high as they are is because of our failure as a
yeah,
society to get it under control. If we got this under control, it doesn't have to be this bad.
right.
It's only this bad because of our own fault.
And they said at the beginning when it started, they said 4 weeks. Do your job for 4 weeks,
Yeah.
and we would be fine. And obviously we didn't. And now we're stuck like this.
Mm-hmm.
So
So this is it's a man-made problem. It's a virus, but it's also a man-made problem.
right.
It's a natural problem that has become man-made because of human incompetence.
Yep. Speaking about incompetence, uh, some kids are going back to college schools.
Mm-hmm.
Some kids are doing on Zoom.
Yeah.
Some kids are, well, most schools aren't doing 100% classes.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing like the big like some classes they go in person. Some classes they don't. I know my sister went back to Arizona State, and her classes started on Monday, and she has some in-person classes,
Oh,
which
okay.
seems a little crazy to me that
Yeah,
they're doing.
especially in that state.
Yeah,
That
so
state's a
she,
hotspot.
yeah, so she's has some in-person classes. Um, I don't know, obviously not all of them. But they shouldn't be going back to classes, like as simple as that.
No, they
Like
shouldn't be.
not not
They should.
until at least not until there's a vaccine.
Nah, you're absolutely right. We had that issue here in Philadelphia with the Philadelphia school district, um, and they finally made the right decision to not let kids go back to school until at least the spring. So after Christmas break, which is the right thing to do because you have to see how this plays out. Flu season isn't even here yet. So I
Yeah,
think
it's not even.
the
Yeah,
second wave is coming, and it's not going to be
it's gonna hit hard.
kids in school gathering around each other, walking through the halls and stuff like that. It's going to get out of control again. It's going to. This is the education important. No one knows how important education is more than me because my whole life is education right now. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'm reading an article right now. 19 states see COVID-19 outbreaks at colleges. Colleges have only been in session for less than 2 weeks. 19 states.
As college students head back to campus.
So obviously these institutions don't have like proper like protocol in place. They weren't prepared. They're not stopping kids from getting together. Kids are probably still partying. Kids are probably still drinking. Kids are probably still going to each
I've
other's.
seen like the parties and stuff at campuses and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard of a COVID-19 party actually.
COVID-19
The
party.
kids were like, it was almost like a dare. They were like, oh yeah, let's get together. Let's get together. Let's have like a normal party, and then like let's see who like gets it, and let's put money down on it.
The fuck?
I don't know. It's bigger than before my concern was about just wearing one of these, and now my concern is just people just
people are dumb.
don't care.
Simple as that. I mean, we've beat it down to a pulp. What you guys should be doing. So wear a mask and don't be stupid.
We should be. I don't want to say we should be over it, but we should be a lot better than like
We should be a lot better than what we are right now. And I'm just afraid that it's just going to continue like this until we get a virus.
Yeah.
Until we get a vaccine, I mean.
It is. It's going
to
to keep.
Vaccine ain't coming till at least March.
The president is trying to push it so that it comes in October.
Wow.
That's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
That's dangerous. I don't want to put anything in my body that isn't proven, that isn't tested, that hasn't gone through phase 1, phase 2 clinical trial.
Yeah.
You know, because it could kill me.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to inject something that's going to make you worse than.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's like it's not going to be safe until at least March. We were talking about that a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went through the vaccination like how vaccines work and all that good stuff. So it's supposed to take time. You're supposed to take time with this.
Supposed to test it. Supposed to make sure it's not gonna harm you more than it does good. Like
exactly, or cause the same
damage as the virus.
Hopefully we get this thing figured out with the schooling. Maybe they need to pull kids out of school and just do it online. There's nothing wrong with doing it online.
Nothing wrong with doing online for a year.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
Do homeschool all the time.
Right, yeah. People homeschool all the time. It's not like you're being homeschooled by your parents or something like that, and you're being homeschooled by actual professors and stuff. You're still gonna
home too, just like you. They're not going anywhere. Let's talk about the Sixers.
Yeah, let's talk about the Sixers. They suck. Remember last week when I said Tobias was a B- player? Yeah. I like to retract that statement and say that he is at best a C- player. Let me read you.
No, I'm gonna give him an F, yo. I'm gonna give him an F.
All right,
he
good.
is. You know what he's a max player.
When he got his contract, his contract was the 5th highest contract ever in the NBA when he received his contract. And let me read some stats. Let me read some stats. Past 3 games. This is a $180 million player right here. 15 points, 6 of 15, 0 from 3 from 3. Next game 2. 13 points, 4 of 15, 0 of 2 from 3. Game 3. 15 points, 6 of 19, 0 from 5 from 3. He is shooting. Wait, I got this. He is shooting 14.3 points per game, 33.3% field goal percentage, 0% 3-point percentage this series. $118 million.
I'm about to go in real quick. First of all, Brett Brown shouldn't even be allowed on the plane when this is over. Like they should just be like,
what they should do? They should.
You gotta get your own ride back. Like you
fire him before Game 4.
That'd
be great.
He shouldn't even be allowed to get on the plane when it's done. Honestly, because I don't know what he's doing. I missed last night's game, but I watched all the games in the bubble, all the games, and I watched the first 2 games. Why is Neto on the court in the fourth quarter at all. Why is he playing as many minutes as he playing? Why do you have um Alec Burke on the bench and Neto and Shake Milton on the floor at the same time? You have your two worst defending guards on the floor at the same time late in the game. Alec Burke averaged 17 points on the Golden State Warriors.
I don't know why Furkan was playing. Brett Brown put Furkan in last game instead of Alec Burks in the fourth, I'm pretty sure.
And playing Neto too. Come on, man. At least Furkan can give you some shooting. Some. Neto, why do you go to bed at night and wake up the next day and say, you know what? I'm gonna play Neto today. What? Come on, man.
You
And
know what's
then
gonna happen though. You know what's gonna happen, bro.
what's gonna happen?
Brett Brown already has his excuse made up.
No, they have to
Honestly,
fire. They
no,
have to.
they have to. Like every Sixers fan agrees, but he already has his excuse made up. Just like every year, he has an excuse. He should have been fired 2 or 3 years ago. He's gonna be, oh, Ben Simmons wasn't playing. Ben Simmons was injured. That's why we're gonna get swept, and that's why I should keep the job. And you know what? The Sixers organization is gonna buy into that, and he's gonna be the coach next year.
They would be down in the series if Ben was playing
I
because
think they would have won a game.
no, but I'm not saying they would be down.
I had them losing the series no matter what.
Yeah, but they still would be down in the
Yeah,
series.
yeah, yeah.
The problem with this team is this team. I don't know why people keep saying, "Oh, this team on paper, this team is built to win."
They're
This
not.
team is not built to win on paper. It never was built to win on paper.
They don't have any shooters. They don't have any playmakers that can dribble the basketball and create playmaking opportunities for other players apart from that.
They don't have a leader. There's no leader on the team. There's no definite leader on the team. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid look at each other every night. Like, is it your turn or is it my turn? Every night.
Right.
There's no head to the team. It's a headless team.
I think one of them can be the leader, but it stems from the coach. The coach isn't the leader.
They don't have the personality to do it. They don't.
And it starts from the top down. The coach installs the personality. I think you put Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool manager, in with his hugs and his ability with people and getting people fired up. He knows jack shit about basketball. I guarantee he will do a better job than Brett Brown during the season.
Probably, I could do a better job than Brett Brown. You could do a better job than Brett Brown.
And the GM sucks.
I just don't give Ben and Joel, and I'm talking about the team in general. I know Ben's been out, but I'm talking about if we're doing a 2019-2020 season review, Ben, I'm gonna talk about Ben real quick. Ben has this like personality where it's like I don't care about what you say. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless. I play like how I play and take it or leave it. Like, you don't have to like it. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna shoot just because you tell me. Like, Ben is just so like fucking like nonchalant. Like he's just so nonchalant about it. Joel Embiid is good, is nice.
Joel Embiid balled out last game. Actually,
He's been balling, but the problem is that he can't be your leader.
Yeah.
He can't be your leader because look at what's happening around him. He's not elevating people around him. He's playing well individually, but he's not elevating people around him.
The Sixers try to bring Tobias in to be a leader, but he just sucks. Like,
they brought Jimmy Butler in to be a leader, and they didn't like it.
And when we signed Tobias instead of Jimmy, all the fans saying, "Oh yeah, we got the better player, we got the better deal, and everything like that." totally proven that Jimmy Butler is a way better leader and a way better
Yeah.
player
You know
than.
what Jimmy said 2 days ago in a press conference? The question was, why is it such a good fit here in Miami for you? And he said, because I hold them accountable. They let me yell at them. They yell at me,
Yeah,
and no one takes it personally. When he was here and he was doing all that stuff here, people were calling him
yeah.
an
People are so
asshole.
soft on the
Yeah,
Sixers team.
they need a leader though.
They need a leader.
Just like I tweeted the other day, Joel Embiid and Ben, they're really good players. They need to be the Chris Bosh and D Wade to somebody else's LeBron. You need a leader in here that will motivate the team, will hold people accountable, won't take stuff personally, will hold the coach accountable.
The good
Every
thing
team
is,
has this. Look at every team. Look at all the good teams. Look at every team in the league. Even the bad teams have it. You look at in the East, you have Kevin Durant on Brooklyn. You have Giannis on Milwaukee. Kyle Lowry, Devin Booker. He's on a bad team, but he's the leader. Luka, he's the leader. LeBron, James Harden, he's the leader. All these teams have someone you could point at and they're leading the team.
all right.
The Sixers is it's like Ben and Joel are playing hot potato every night, like passing it back and forth. They're not really taking the reins. They're not motivators. I don't watch a Sixers game and look at Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and get excited. I know they're gonna
I
play
don't
well.
see I don't see them in a huddle trying to rile teammates up or anything like that.
All I see is Joel on the court going like that. That's it. That's all I see him. All I see is this. That's his thing. He's not in the court. He's not in the huddle, getting in people's faces, hyping them up,
Right.
holding them accountable. Ben isn't doing that. Ben will miss a shot and be like, oh, next time. He's like, yo, come on, man. You gotta have some energy, some life. There's gotta be a Jimmy Butler.
It has to be a Jimmy Butler on the team, yeah.
Someone like that.
Yeah.
The Pacers have Oladipo. The Thunder has CP3. The Pistons have Blake Griffin. All these teams have someone you can point at and say they're a leader. They're getting people fired up. They're holding people accountable.
Right.
Sixers don't have that.
The good
I
thing
don't know
is,
how they're gonna have it. I don't know because there's no.
the good thing is Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are still young.
They are.
That is the good thing. What I would do if I was in charge of the Sixers, the first two things you do is you get rid of Brett Brown. That's the first thing you do. You do that now. You do that 2 years ago. And you get goddamn Al Horford's goddamn bum ass out of here.
Mm-hmm.
109 million for a guy who hasn't even warranted to be an all-star in any of his seasons.
Yeah.
But he's only averaged over 15 points a game in one season. Who cares if he's a defensive player? He can't play defense anymore, really. He's slow. He's getting old. Some of his stats, he had 6 points, 4 points, and then 6 points the last 3 games. 0% from 3, which is to be expected. And on the season, 11 points, 12 points a game, 45% field goal percentage. Just for 109 million player, he should be getting at least 16 points a game, like 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Like the 2 contracts, they add up to 200 and something million dollars between Tobias and Al.
280 million.
280 million are the 2 worst contracts.
It's just like, bro,
in NBA history.
When we're going through all this, and it's like you went through the process for this and for this. You went through the tanking.
We gave up all our assets for Tobias. We gave up all of that for Tobias. Imagine
for it to end up this way. And then you see Jason Tatum balling out. You could have drafted Jason Tatum. You drafted Markel Fultz. You drafted Nerlens Noel. You drafted Jaleel Okafor. You went through all this losing just to have the team be like this.
I was watching the Clippers game last night, and Shamit was kind of balling out for a little bit. I was like, damn, we could have.
And then Shamit, the guy on the Nets, TLC on the Nets.
There's multiple players. We got Shamit. There's Saric we gave away. We gave away Rocco. Like
that could help this team. I would rather have them than Neto.
All of these players, then I'd rather have them to buy as well.
They got to get they're about to slip into like New York Knicks territory. Yeah. They're on like this is a crossroads right now. They're at a crossroad right now. They can either go one way, they can get better and be a championship team, or they can go another way and be the New Jersey Nets of the 2000s, where they had a good team. They had Jason Kidd. They had Richard Jefferson. They had Vince Carter. They had a really great team. They went to the finals, but they never made the right coaching change. They never brought in those final pieces. So eventually they slipped and turned into the bum-ass New Brooklyn Nets that they are right now. You can either go one way or the other. At some point,
Elton Brand might be the worst GM of all time.
I'll make that decision when he picks a coach, because this coach isn't his choice. He inherited Brett Brown. He just didn't make the right signings. At the time, were we mad about it? No. I don't think anybody was going, oh, why
the Al Horford one made zero sense, though.
But people weren't, I don't think most people were looking at it like that at the time. Right, at the time, I think people were like, oh, he got Al Horford. That's a good addition. Because you didn't know Al Horford was going to be this bad.
I was never on the Tobias bandwagon train. I always thought
first brought him here. Yes, I was.
I always thought that he was a little underwhelming, and I really thought that he was bad ever since we chose Tobias over Jimmy.
They didn't want to offer Jimmy a max for two reasons. One,
they thought he was
Simmons didn't want Jimmy here, and Brett Brown didn't want Jimmy here because Jimmy was really going at them behind the scenes, like yelling at them, getting in their face.
Need to, man.
Hold them accountable. Somebody has to hype up Ben Simmons.
You know who
a cup of coffee
should hire as coach? This might get a little bit of backfire. Sixers should hire as coach.
True.
They should hire Ty Lue.
Ty Lue, I could see that.
He's won a championship. Bearing in mind he had LeBron, but this year he's been an understudy to Doc Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
He's won a championship.
Well, Brett Brown was an understudy to one of the greatest coaches of all time too.
It's true.
Greg Popovich.
But but Ty Lue has already won a championship with his own team. I think Ty Lue would be. I'd give Ty Lue a chance.
Rivers is probably the best coach in the league right now.
Yeah, I'd give Ty Lue a chance at the Sixers job.
Yeah, I'd like that. Ty Lue. I like
Villanova's head coach.
I think I want a proven. Yeah. Not a college.
Brad Stevens came from. Was it Butler?
Yeah, I'm not saying it can't work. That's just my preference. Like I'd rather not take the risk.
Yeah, I know.
Fortunately for Boston, it worked out for them.
Yeah,
but I would rather get a proven coach.
I think Ty Lue. I'd be on board with the Ty Lue train.
And it's different. It's different with Boston because they got Brad Stevens when they sucked. So they built that
Right. Yeah.
together with Brad Stevens there. He was able to bring in his philosophy and say, all right, well, if I'm going to coach this team, we got to go draft this person. We got to go sign this person. We got to get
Right.
rid
Yeah.
of this person.
Yeah. Whoever's going to be the Sixers coach is.
It's like giving the person you bring in now, you're giving the keys to a car. You're giving the keys to the car and you're saying, don't crash it. Whereas like Boston was building their car.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
You know?
So the Sixers are, to say the least, are in a tough place right now. I mean, first things first is Brett Brown just gotta go. I really hope that they don't make the mistake once again. I already know that excuse for Ben Simmons is coming, and I can just already see that he's gonna be on the sideline come.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna fire him.
I really hope so.
After that, people gotta start blaming Ben and Joel because I don't give him a pass. If you're a great player in the league, you do whatever you can to improve your game. For you to not take jump shots, for you to not take a 10, 15-foot jump shot,
right?
For you to get the ball, the shot clock is running out. You got 1 second on the shot clock, and you're looking to pass the ball. Come on, man. You're good. He's good. He's a really good player.
He's a really good player. He's top 3 defensive player in the league.
I'm not that fan that's saying, "Oh, trade them away," or no.
Oh no, definitely don't trade Ben or Embiid.
Get back for it.
I still believe in Ben and Embiid too.
They just need to be. They can't be the guy.
They need to be whipped into shape. Really, that's what.
Yeah. By someone else, by a third person. I don't think it's that. I think it's a head coaching issue for sure, but I also think you need a leader. There is no leader on this team right now.
You need a leader, and from just a playing standpoint, we have no shooters.
No.
Got 29% from the field last game. We have no playmakers who can bring the ball up and create opportunities for other players to have a good shot apart from Ben Simmons. We have
Zach says it all the time on TNT. He won his championships because of guys like Derek Fisher, Robert Ory, guys that were around him that could shoot. LeBron, when he won his championships, he had Mike Miller, Shane Battier. You remember those guys? Kyle Korver,
Jefferson.
J.R. Smith hit big shots. Like, you need those pieces.
You need those pieces.
And they don't have that. Korkmaz is not that.
The thing I don't buy about Tobias is that some people say that we had to give him a 180 million max contract. I don't buy that shit. And he's no way in his career at he was at the Clippers, right? Yeah. Has he ever warranted a $180 million contract, which at the time was the 5th highest contract ever in the NBA?
No, but that's the NBA now. Players demand that much money.
Yes, yeah.
You needed to sign Tobias at the time. You couldn't walk away without having Tobias or Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
You have to get Tobias signed. So I understand why they did it.
Right.
It just didn't work out. Because Jimmy, I think after a while, Jimmy was like, all right, I don't even want to play with y'all anymore.
Tobias is in his, I think, 11th year.
Has it been that long?
13th. This year's his 13th year in the NBA.
Oh, so he's an older player. I didn't think he was that old.
And he's only averaged over 20 points once, and I was in 2018 with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
And we gave him 180 million. It's just, oh no.
He was coming off a good season.
Coming off a good season. Oh no.
You need like.
I'd like to see I would like to see, I guess, how he plays with a new coach. I'd like to see how they will play with a new coach. they quite clearly, like you can quite clearly see that they don't believe in
They gave up.
anything. They've given up on Brett Brown. You can quite clearly see that. So I like to believe with a new head and a new voice and someone I guess that they trust. I like to think that we will be in a better position, but I guess we'll see what happens.
The process was a failure.
We have the 21st pick in the draft, I think. Yeah, we have the 21st pick in the draft.
So you're not going to improve in the you're not going to improve in the draft
unless you get really lucky.
Yeah.
Speaking about the draft, though, I think that's enough. Honestly, I mean, we know what the Sixers have got to do. They got to fire Brett Brown, hire a new coach, get rid of Al Horford's contract. I don't know what to do with Tobias. Really, you can't really
trade for Buddy Hield.
You got to get rid of Josh Richardson.
Trade for Buddy.
You got to have a lot of stuff to do with Sixers in the offseason.
They're in a. There's no. I looked at the free agent class coming up. There's no like.
And is Brandon Ingram a free agent?
Yeah, I would sign. I would try to sign him.
Brandon Ingram is.
I would try to sign him. That would be a good signing. The guy on the Clippers, Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Yeah, he's gonna be sixth man of the year, right?
Yeah, he's a good player. I would try to pick him up if he doesn't resign with the Clippers. I would try to pick him up.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna happen. This isn't gonna happen.
We're gonna do some trades, but no one's gonna want to.
Anthony Davis is a free agent, but we all know he's gonna go back to. He's gonna go back to the Lakers. So.
I mean, everyone's gonna. I mean, no one's gonna want to trade for Tobias. No one's gonna want to trade for Al. So I don't know. Like,
I would just pay them to leave. I would just
honestly.
I just can go somewhere.
Just leave, yeah.
Here's your money.
Now Tobias is gonna stay for next year, 100%. Al, probably not. We got to get rid of Al, like 100%.
Keep Tobias. Find a starter who can start in that position, and have Tobias come off the bench.
Yeah, wow, a max contract, $180 million player coming off the bench for you.
I would be more.
Big yikes by Elton Brand right there.
I would be more okay with his level of production if it's coming off the bench, because then I could be like, all right, this is a solid. At least he's a solid bench player, giving me 10 points a game. You know, TJ McConnell did that, but
yeah. Damn. Well, the draft lottery was yesterday, right? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah, Timberwolves won the lottery.
And from 14 down, Boston, New Orleans, Sacramento, San Antonio, top 10, Phoenix, Washington, New York, Detroit, Atlanta, Cleveland, Chicago, Charlotte, Golden State, and then Minnesota. So top 4 picks are Chicago 4, Charlotte 3, Golden State 2, and Minnesota 1.
Mm-hmm.
So Minnesota have D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns, who's a bitch. They're going to add a number 1 draft pick, which is looking like Anthony Edwards, right? Yeah. And so they could be pretty good next year. Golden State are going to be disgusting because everyone's coming back. Mm-hmm. Clay's back, Curry's back. They've still got Draymond, which is already the team that won 72 games. And then they have Wiggins.
They're my favorite to win.
They have Wiggins and now a number 2 pick, which is they can get the big man. I forget his name, but and then Charlotte looking like they're gonna go with LaMelo probably. I guess we'll see how he's gonna be. And then LaMelo's gonna go 3rd to Charlotte.
Nice. He's nice he's the best ball brother.
Yeah, he's definitely the best ball brother.
He's nice.
So that was the draft. That's the draft lottery. When is the draft? Actual draft?
I'm not like maybe shortly after the finals.
Right. So that's that.
Over.
That's the draft lottery. That's the Sixers. I think we know what Sixers got to do. I even have a favorite for the NBA. Right, everyone, the teams that have looked the best right now so far: the Heat, uh, the Raptors. Even though the Raptors are playing the Nets, well, the Nets suck, but the Raptors and the Heat have looked good. The Jazz have looked good.
The Clippers are my favorite. They're my favorite.
They should be 2-1 down.
Paul George is gonna be shooting like this for long.
They should be 2-1 down.
Clippers my favorite.
Yeah. I have the Clippers winning the whole thing still. I actually have the Lakers losing to the Rockets. And
I have the Lakers losing to the Trailblazers still. I know they just won. I know they just blew them out. But
I think they get past the Trailblazers and then they lose to the Rockets. The Rockets have looked good without Russ right now. I think Russ is back soon, though. Really disappointed with OKC.
But it's about that time for Harden to choke. So it is. This is what he does.
Yeah.
Harden is the Peyton Manning of the NBA. Great regular season, and then postseason just choke.
So we'll see. It's really up in the air. I don't have a
it's like McNabb choke. He'll get to the NFC Championship. Choke and start throwing up on the field.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess I don't. It's really up in the air this year. Usually, there's like one or two teams that you can point at and be like, "All right."
Well, no team's been consistent.
Yeah, there's no consistency right now.
The most consistent team
didn't
even get a chance. They're out. They were out.
Yeah, they got knocked out.
No, they're out.
So see. Champions League final tomorrow. PSG against Bayern. The Europa League final was yesterday. Sevilla.
That was Sevilla, right?
Yeah, Sevilla beat Inter Milan. That was a crazy game, actually.
Yeah.
But PSG against Bayern. Bayern are favorites.
PSG.
Dev's a PSG fan. He's hoping for that win.
Yeah, Mbappe.
They finally got to the final. Mbappe and Neymar, see if they can do it.
Both healthy for once.
I'm hoping. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both defenses aren't the greatest. I want a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be 3-2 to Bayern. I think Bayern's going to pull out 3-2 win.
I think it's going to be. This is going to be a crazy score.
Crazy score. Wow.
It's going to be 5-4.
5-4?
Yeah.
Wow.
5-4.
That's crazy. To who? PSG?
Yeah, PSG.
Interesting. So those are predictions.
Two Mbappe.
Okay.
A Neymar. And then Di Maria is going to have a good game. Di Maria is about to
This is what I think. I think 3-2. I think Miller's going to score 2. I think Goretzka's going to score. I don't think Lewandowski is going to score. And then I think for the 2 goals for Gnabry. Gnabry's a beast.
Yeah.
I think my Gnabry.
He's consistent.
Sucks to be Arsenal.
He's consistent.
Can't believe Arsenal got rid of him. Can't believe West Brom got rid of Gnabry. Didn't think he was good enough. Tony Pulis, the West Brom manager, didn't think he was good enough.
All consistent goals.
Doesn't make sense. But I think Di Maria will score for PSG, and I think Marquinhos will score again.
Okay.
3-2. That's my prediction. Dev with the big 5-4 prediction.
5-4. I was right about the Bayern game last week.
What against
I almost bet on
Lyon?
it. Yeah, I almost bet on it. The over under was a 3.
Hmm. So yeah, excited to see that. Tomorrow at 3, CBS Sports Network. If you're living in the US, tune in. I think it's on BT Sport in like the UK or something like that.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stream it. So
Yeah. All right, the last topic, it's mental health. Don't even know how long this episode was. I didn't set a timer. But
we've been going for like 2 hours, bro.
2 hours.
Almost. It's like an hour and 30 right now. An hour and 30.
Time flies by.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
Well, I'm gonna keep
we
this
started
to.
around 2. We started around 2, maybe 10 minutes after 2.
Damn, that's
It's
crazy.
almost 4 o'clock right now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about for mental health is just some symptoms and common signs that you might suffer with mental health and you don't know it, or some things to look out. I got this from the National Alliance of Mental Illness website. Obviously, there's so many different symptoms and signs that you might have a mental illness that probably won't be listed or are selected to you personally. But if you've experienced these or multiple symptoms like this, then you might be suffering in the dark. So it says excessive worrying or fear, which is very common. Feeling excessively sad or low, confused thinking, or problems concentrating and learning, which is definitely a big one for me. Sometimes I would get like not confused, but just trouble concentrating on stuff. That was definitely a big one for me. Extreme mood changes, like having like really big highs and extreme lows. Um, prolonged or strong feelings of irritability or anger, avoiding friends and social activities, difficulties understanding or relating to other people, changes in sleeping habits, changes in eating habits, changes in sex drive, difficulty perceiving reality,
Mm-hmm.
inability to perceive changes in one's own feelings, uh, overuse of substances like alcohol or drugs, multiple physical ailments, thinking about suicide, inability to carry out daily activities, and an intense fear of weight gain or concern with appearance. So these are all um, like symptoms and signs that they have listed. There's so many symptoms and signs that aren't listed there that could be maybe you've experienced none of those symptoms or signs and you still suffer with mental illness, but those are just some stuff to look out for. um, Other than that, just make sure you talk to people. It's good to communicate with people about this stuff, and everything will be okay. So that's episode 7 done. Episode 8 next week.
I'm gonna make a comment real quick.
Yeah,
Um, just on like not like a clinical mental health issue that can be diagnosed or anything like that. Just like mental fortitude and self motivation and self worth. My advice on that, and I'm only talking about it because it's something that I've kind of been like dealing with lately. Uh, don't let Make sure you keep everything in perspective. Don't let non-important things knock you off your
right.
your your path, um, and cause you to not be as great as you should be, and do the things that you should be doing, and do what you need to do. Whether this would be like um, drinking too much, smoking too much, social issues with your family, issues with your friends, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or whatever. Don't let things like that knock you off, cause you to become depressed, cause you to not fulfill your full capability and not do what you're supposed to do. I know with me right now, I'm gonna like this is a little personal. I'm not gonna get into it, but Ethan knows that I was talking to somebody for a while. She ended up cheating on me, and there's been a lot of like questions about like self-worth,
Yeah.
like what's wrong with me.
There's
And
nothing. And at the
I
end,
know, I know that. I know that. But I could definitely like understand why people think like that though.
yeah, 100%.
But I have to keep telling myself, all right, it is not that serious. She was not that serious. I shouldn't let this
Hmm.
affect me in a way where it's taking away from other areas of my life, taking away from my study time. I shouldn't be giving it this much thought. I
Right.
shouldn't be thinking about it as much as I do, but I do. And it's normal, but just make sure you remind yourself to not let something like that, whether it's a breakup, whether you got cheated on, whether you're arguing with friends, family, or whatever, to throw you off and to not um, allow yourself to do the things that you should
Hmm.
be, because it's not that important, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Reminding myself of that. I don't usually talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Strive for greatness, strive for happiness, and
exactly.
reach out to people and surround yourself with people that love you as much as you love them.
And that's another thing that we're probably going to talk about on the show soon: relationships
Okay.
and social life.
Let's do that. Next week we'll do that.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it next week. Yeah, let's do that.
and don't cheat, people.
Don't cheat.
Don't do it.
Ain't cool.
It's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool. We'll leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Episode 8 on Friday, back to the regular scheduled programming. Yeah, episode 8. That's episode 7 done. Another good episode. See you guys next time.
Long episode.
Long episode.
Probably the longest one we've done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
All right, see you guys next time. Peace.
See you.